Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. Sampdoria-Inter, tomorrow, unusual day on Monday, we have Sampdoria-Inter in Genova. And I would say that in order to keep the faith, we need to keep the pace. So we need to keep the pace with our victories in order to still be able to hope in some false step by Napoli and Spalletti starting tonight, because honestly, if Napoli-Cremonese, if Napoli will win, they will go even for just one night at plus 16, a sidereal distance. So I honestly think that in that case it would be very tough psychologically for us to keep up, but we don't have to think about that game. And in any way, for that game we have to remember that dai Cremo, dai Cremo, dai Cremo, dai Cremo, dai Cremona, dai Cremona, dai Cremo, dai Cremo. Okay, coming back to Sampdoria-Inter, Sampdoria comes from 4 losses and 1 draw in the last 5 games. And I would say that they are consistently bad, because in terms of both goals scored and conceded, they are very much even between first and second half. They scored 5 goals in the first half and 5 in the second, only 10 goals total. And they conceded 19 goals in the first half and 17 in the second. So basically we don't have, in terms of strategy, a moment of the game in which to concentrate, because these statistics prove that they are evenly bad when it comes to both scoring and conceding goals. As far as we go, instead, we are bad in defense in general. Why? Because we score 22 goals in the first half and 19 in the second, and we concede 9 in the first and 17 in the second half. So we are bad in the second half in defense, and that's where we need to pay particular attention. Going to the starting lineup that most newspapers say will be the starting one for real, we have our Tiramolla Onana, of course, and I want to underline that since he came on the pitch and took Andanovic's place, we have a fantastic series of games and points achieved. You just have to think that in the first 8 games in which Onana didn't play, we lost 4 of those games. So that says it all about the mistake we made, Inzaghi in this case, in making this switch with Onana too late. Then we have Bastoni. I saw an interview on DAZN with Bastoni, and I was impressed by his love for Inter. Even he has a daughter named Azzurra, and he said, you know, if I have a second one, I will call her Nera. So we have Nera and Azzurra. So of course it was a joke, but I really liked his passion for our colors and for our team. It really showed that he's proud to be part of Inter. Acerbi then, in the center, he already took the place of De Vrij, and he took it because of De Vrij's way of playing lately, but also because he's a leader. I really admire this man. As I mentioned, he's like a machine, you know, he's always concentrated and rarely commits a huge mistake. Then, to complete the defense with Bastoni and Acerbi, we have Skriniar, a very serious player who took and made a very respectable choice. I would have gone on my knees, walking on my knees, even if I am truly an old Inter fan. You know, if you have the chance to play in PSG, live in Paris versus Milan, and play with Mbappé, Neymar and Messi versus even Lautaro and Lukaku, but even compared to them, those 3 and the rest of the team and the structures and everything and the money. So he nevertheless talked to the fans and assured even, of course, the teammates and the coach and the property that he will give 110% in what remains of his contract, and I'm sure he will, because he's a very serious person all in all. The mistake was on our side, not on his side, honestly, and we already analyzed why. For midfield, we have on the flanks, we have drawn delivery Di Marco, newspapers say, but I hope that Gosens will play instead, because Gosens needs minutes to get up or at least get closer to Di Marco's level, so we have this double weapon on the left, because we will need it since in April we might, if everything goes well, even have 9 games in 1 month. Can you imagine? So we need really everyone. Anyway, let's see who will play, if drone delivery Di Marco or Gosens, as I hope. Then we have the Sultan of Swing, Çalhanoğlu is just constantly the best, so I love him so much. And Brozovic comes back. I'm very happy about this because, as we've seen in the last game, he's already almost in shape, and this is because of his tube man physique. You know, he's very thin and lean. It takes very little for him to get in shape, unlike Lukaku after an injury. Then we have Barella to complete this fantastic central part with Çal and Brozo. Barella, I wish that he would be able to canalize his energies better than what he's doing lately, because too many movements with his arms and too nervous against the ref, against the teammates. You know, you gotta do better in that. And on the other flank we have Darmian, and I was impressed to hear from Zanetti in another interview that if he would ask for a jersey of an Inter player at the end of a game, he would ask it to Darmian. Why? Because he's a very silent person, but very committed, very serious, very focused, very determined, very much an altruistic player. And for all these reasons that very much mirror Zanetti's qualities, he would have chosen Darmian as a player to ask the jersey to. And then forward we have Lauti and Lukaku. Lauti, once again, I loved how Zanetti underlined the crescendo of the career of Lauti in Inter, which is really astonishing. And Lukaku, let's just cross our fingers and hope that he's really going again up in his shape, because now the hot part of the season is coming, and it's now when we need him, and we need to actually justify the investment we made with goals, hopefully starting from tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please punch the like button, subscribe and leave a comment. I'd love to learn how to make these videos better. And as always, Forza Magica Inter. Ciao.